Happy late Friday. So the nursery has recently closed, and it dawned on me that I haven't discussed with you guys about one of the most prominent diseases that attack hydrangeas. So right here with me, I have two separate types, two different categories, families, varieties of hydrangea. This one is a hydrangea paniculata, which basically, to break it down, just means it has more of a panicle or egg-shaped bloom, and it can tolerate as much sun as you're willing to give it. This over here is a hydrangea macrophylla as far as the family goes. There's a specific variety, but basically the hydrangea macrophyllas, they like to have mostly morning sun. They do love full sun, but it doesn't need to be like around the 3, 4, 5 o'clock, because here in the South it gets really, really hot and super direct sun when you reach about July and August, and they just don't love it. It won't kill them, but they will look kind of rough. But both of these plants are sick. So this is what I'm here to show y'all. They have a thing that is called cercospora leaf spot or cercospora leaf blight. It's basically a type of fungus that attacks the leaves, and it has a lot to do with the moisture content in the air. We're in the South, and we've had a ton of rain. And then the fluctuation in temperatures, how we've had some of these extremely hot days. It might cool off a little at night, and then it gets windy. It's just more or less the perfect breeding ground for this disease. So almost every year, if not every year, this happens to just about every hydrangea I have. It's not uncommon. You're not doing anything wrong if you notice it on yours, but there is a good way to get a jump start on taking care of it. So this is what the leaves will look like. Give you a close up, how it's got kind of a rust or brown colored spots on it. It doesn't necessarily have holes. It can eat holes in it, but usually you'll just see multiple spots on the leaves. So I have, with the two separate ones, this one is less sick than this one. So I'm going to go about approaching it in two different ways. So on this particular one, I'm going to go through each branch and just kind of pop off most of the leaves that are infected. Normally you want to have a grocery bag or some sort of trash can beside you, because you want to make sure that you don't let the fungus spread to other plants and, you know, close it up and discard of it. But when I get finished, ultimately, and I'm not going to do the entire thing on this video, but when I get finished removing a lot of these sick leaves, it's going to look a little naked. But when it starts to put on new growth after we fungicide it, it will definitely look tons better, and you'll be very grateful for that. So I'm just going to show you a couple of these branches that I have popped some of the leaves off of. Never tug at the leaves to the point of ripping the stem. So if it doesn't pop off easily, which it should, grab you a pair of shears or pruners or something like that. And if the bloom doesn't necessarily look infected, you don't have to worry about taking it off. It's not that big of a deal. So here are a couple branches, well, a few branches that I've kind of tried to pop a few off of. Let's see if I can hold it back and give you a better idea. So you see that they don't, oh no, don't try to pick it up. But you see that they don't have a ton of leaves on them, okay? Whereas these others are still loaded in leaves, and most of their leaves are infected as well. So I'll go through that after this video. But you want to make sure that you try to remove most of the sick leaves so we can get to the next step. However, this other is a hydrangea macrophylla, which is one of the ones that likes a lot of morning sun, not necessarily the evening sun. It is very, very sick. So what I'm going to end up doing on this one, which seems terribly harsh, is I'm going to take my pruners and I'm probably going to cut it down very low to take off basically most of the branches down to probably 6 or so inches. Once I do that and it looks rough, I'm going to fungicide it. And the fungicided, I'm not brand sensitive. These are just some that I typically use. This one, you can tell I've used it a lot, is called Daconil. All right, so it's kind of a topical for the most part. And it attacks the funguses that are currently on there, even though we're trying to get rid of the majority of it. And then this one is a liquid systemic fungicide from Fertilome. it just, when you spray it on there, it actually goes into the system of the plant and tries to make all of the new growth healthier. So you would normally mix it in a sprayer. After I get finished with these, since my sprayer is at my house, I have mixed it in a 2-gallon can, and I'll just kind of douse all of the leaves and such just to make sure that it gets on all parts of the plant. Make sure that when you add any type of fungicide, insecticide, or even fertilizers now, that you don't do it in the heat of the day. Try to always do it early morning or later in the evening after the sun is no longer directly on your plant. So if y'all have any questions, holler at me and we can get this under control. Talk to y'all later.